Well, it's that time. What's going on, everybody? So this video is going to be a collaboration of a few different things. I know it's been a couple weeks since we put a video out, but we've had some technical difficulties. On top of how we've been running things in the shop is we've kind of been jumping around a lot, and as you can see behind me, we haven't done any videos on this yet, but we've got a lot of work done. What I'm talking about is when we go to edit some of our stuff, I don't know if we lost it or it got deleted or what, but we've had issues, and apparently all the work that you can see that we've done has gone away. I don't know if it's up in the cloud somewhere or what. And then other videos that we actually have are tidbits, portions of it, and we screwed up. I thought I was trying to protect the camera by putting a waterproof case on it, and I'm sure anyone that's filmed or anything with these action cameras knows that if you put a waterproof case on a camera, it completely gets rid of all the sound. So we lost a lot of footage, and a lot of it is non-usable. We're going to try to use the tidbits that we have just so you know of kind of what we got into, but I kind of just want to give you a rundown of what we did, so you have an understanding of where we're at now. And we are a little ahead of where the videos are, just because that gives us time, because we really only work on the weekends. So in order to try to put a video out every week, that gives us kind of a gap to be able to work one weekend and the next weekend put a video out. And that's kind of what we had that week buffer for. And like I said, I know it's been 2 weeks since we put a video out. We tried to put one out last week, but we weren't able to do that because of the content and everything. So we had a lot of issues with it. And the week before that, I was in Pennsylvania fishing because it was opening trout day. So I apologize about that also. So from this point forward, we're going to move on, and hopefully we got all the bugs worked out. We're going to keep putting content out. We're going to keep editing the videos and moving forward. But this is pretty much just a recap of things that we've done that we haven't put on the site yet. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of the front end and pieces and parts of the rear end and where we're at right now, and then we'll go forward. So as you can see, we completely hacked off the front end. Right from the strut towers forward, I cut it all off. And these are from Scott Fab. These are boxes. So this is basically sent to you in a kit, and you have to weld it up and everything yourself. So there is a snid bit that I will put in here. Like I said, the sound is shit on it, but I'll put the video in there so you know that we did build these, and they came in pieces. We welded everything together, and then we put it on the car. The outside piece that did not come with it, we had to put that in, but we did kind of do our own modifications, and it doesn't come, prefab for the exact application that you're doing. We had to cut out the bad and put the good in. So just for an example, to show you how rotten everything was, as you can see, this is all fresh, good, clean metal. It's beautiful, and it does what it's supposed to do. It's got all the sleeves and everything. This was the outside of what we took out, but this was the inside. It was completely rotted out, 100%. The top, everything for the sleeves were gone and everything, so it was rotten. So not only did we want to do this for extra reinforcement and just peace of mind, but it was necessary. It was necessary. So those of you that don't know, these boxes are where the K-member mounts, and the K-member mounts hold all your suspension, hold your engine, and hold your steering. It controls everything. That's where your wheels are going to go to, everything. So this is a very crucial part to the puzzle. So we put all new, fresh, clean metal in, and it is 100% good to go at this point. Some of the other things we did for the engine-based stuff, just tidbits, and I know it's not perfect, and we're not looking for perfect. We're looking for just accessible and a little more clean. But just the little pit holes and things like that that it had all in the towers, we welded them in and then we grinded them flat. Eventually, we're going to try to do most of the firewall and everything. So like the lip where the two pieces are bound together, we haven't fully decided what we're going to do with this yet. Our three options at this point are either cut the whole lip off and weld the seam shut, or cut the ends and then bend it down and just leave it, or cut the bottom piece, get it out, and then take the top piece down. Like I said, it's not a finalized thing yet. It's not anything that we've made a full decision on yet, but it's just going to kind of come and go. So at this point, we are going to be building a tubular front end off of what we have here. So like at the ends here, I'm going to put another piece of plate on here, and then we'll have a stubbed piece out that will have a bump bar that goes on to where that'll mount for all our front bumper and everything like that. And then we'll have another plate up here, and it'll come down at an angle to line up with the fender, and then we'll have little tabs welded on so we can mount the fenders onto it, to get everything mounted up to that point. But the whole front end from this point forward will be tubed. Two reasons. One, we get a lot more room. For those of you that haven't been following along so far, this is a 93 Fox body Mustang. We are LS swapping it, and we are it's gonna be a single 76mm turbo is what we're shooting for. At this point, everything's subject to change with engine and everything. It will be an LS, promise you that. And it will be turbo, but we just don't know size of turbo and stuff like that. We haven't ordered any of that yet, but it's in the making. So that's what we're shooting for. We want a lot of room. I don't believe we're going to be running a intercooler yet, so it'll just be a straight turbo with the filter more than likely, and then we'll be dumping it out the side. So we're going to fab up all our own exhaust stuff, all that good stuff, and yeah, so that's where we're at on the front end. We'll touch base a little bit on the rear end just to show you where we're at. So when I originally got this 8.8, they had tried to weld the tubes together, and I'm sure it was the best of their ability or whatever, but to say it nicely, it wasn't up to our standards. And I'm by no means saying I'm perfect or whatever, but it just wasn't what I wanted, and I felt like it could have been done a little cleaner. So that's what we did. We got rid of all the old welds. We ground down the whole damn thing, and we cleaned it all completely up, made everything nice and shiny. So I re-welded the tubes. We got rid of the drum brakes. We're going to disc brakes, and that's part of the holdup now, is because the brakes that I got were off of an 04 GT Mustang out of our local scrapyard, and I think I spent like $57 on the whole brackets and everything. Well, what I'm running into is when we put our axles in our aftermarket, we got Summit 28 spline 5 lug axles that we got. What we're running into is when we go to mount the brakes, we're actually having clearance issues at the end. So the brackets and everything are fitting, but when we go to put our brackets, our additional brackets on the ends that hold the pads and everything on for our rotor to attach to, it will not clear. So I found these brackets. LMR has them. I still haven't ordered them yet. I'm going to be ordering them. I just found them. I talked to a buddy of mine, and he put me on to them. So I'm going to get those ordered. But what they do is they actually take the mounting portion of the bracket and they move it out. So it actually just lips it out. So you're actually able to run Fox body length axles with the 04 GT Mustang calipers and everything. So it's still going to be going forward, but we're kind of at a standstill right now. As you can see, we did get it all cleaned up and everything. We did re-weld all the tubes and everything. And like I said, I'm no professional. I try the best at what I do, but you know, it is what it is. It's still a budget build. I didn't pay anybody to do anything. We do all the work in-house to this point, so that's where we're at. So yeah, that's where we're at on the rear end, and we're going to continue to move forward. Once I get those brackets done, we'll be able to finish that, and we'll probably have a video on us tearing the whole thing down, grinding it down, everything like that. We'll have a separate video for that, but I just wanted to give you a little update on what we're working with and where we're at, because we kind of got overwhelmed with how things happened, and now we're so far behind we're trying to catch up. So this is like a summary of where we're at, and we still have to do a lot of cage work also. That was another issue we ran into, is our main hoop. From the factory, got it from Rhodes Racing from Summit, and when they sent it to us, our actual main hoop tubes, the passenger side tube is actually bent in a little further, and it's a little higher, so the bends are off a little bit, and it's not a huge deal, but it's making a big enough deal to when we put our halo bar in to make it level, the driver's side is hanging down about 6 degrees more than on the passenger side. So for me, that's crucial because it's getting into my line of vision for actually being able to see down the road. So we have to take some attention to that, but at this point, like I said, we have so many different things going on here and there. We'll get a tidbit here, a tidbit there. So we're going to try and really focus up on, working on one section of the car, getting good content, delivering it to you guys, finishing it as a whole, and then moving forward. I know it's not possible to do that all the time. Depending on if you run into issues, you have to order parts or wait on parts or however it may be, you're going to have those things. But that's going to be our goal from this point forward, is to, once we start something, to try to get as much finished as possible before we move on to the next thing. Just so, one, it makes it easier for us, and I'm sure it makes it better for you guys when you're watching the content, so it's not a bunch of mixed up crap all in one video, and then you have to try to put it to pieces together to where we're at and what we're doing. So that's what we're going to be doing. But like I said, I just wanted to apologize. We lost a bunch of footage, and we're trying to make the best of what we have. So I wanted to kind of do this all-in-one exclusive recap on what we got, so you guys know where we're at. So we'll leave it off there, and we'll come back to when we can. Thanks. I got stuff to do. You gotta go.